So, the trailer for Fade was just released, and with it, some key details into knowing who she is and how she fits in the world of Valorant. In this video, we will break down everything that we know about Fade, starting from all the blackmailing up to the recent cinematic. This is Valorant Lore Breakdown. In order to understand where Fade came from, we need to go back a few months to the day when the Everett-Linde research facility was destroyed by Chamber 1, the actual chamber, and Chamber 2, which is his mirror counterpart. Not going into details on this one because this is a topic for another video. When the Valorant Protocol went to the Everett-Linde research facility, which is most commonly known as Fracture, they found blueprints of an Alpha Omega teleporter that is supposed to create a bridge between Earth 1 and Mirror Earth. All their activity in Fracture caught the attention of the public, especially the families of the scientists who were working there. Breach voiced these concerns to Brim, saying that the Valorant Protocol won't remain hidden in a hit like this, and because of Breach's criminal history, he would know if there's too much heat. However, they're too late. A blackmailer, which we now know as Fade, made contact with Brim using this email. It may not look like it, but this single paragraph tells us a lot about Fade. Number 1, Fade's motivation is to find somebody that she lost. She's not certain that the Valorant Protocol took her person, but they're her primary suspect. That's the reason why she's doing this. And number 2, Fade is not asking the Valorant Protocol to hand over information about the man that she's looking for. Fade is telling them to stand down while she looks for that information because, despite their robust encryptions, Fade has the capability to bypass all of those. And if she finds them guilty of her accusations, she will drag their secrets into the light. Now you might be asking, why is that a big deal? Aren't the Valorant Protocol the good guys? Well, Timmy, yes and no. The Valorant Protocol is a secret organization that handles global threats regarding Radianites. However, they really don't care sometimes about the morality of what they're doing. Well, they have Breach for one, and he's practically a criminal. Again, that's a different topic for a different video. So basically, Fade was like, yo Brim, I'ma access your very secret files real quick. And Brim was probably like, what the f***? No! So Brim asked Cypher to trace back the email and he sent Sova to follow that lead, which didn't result to anything as we learned in Sova's message. Fade didn't miss this little attempt to find her though, and she sent another series of threats to Brim in the form of the agent dossier. This is just a show of force by Fade. She's basically T-posing on Brimstone while the Valorant Protocol scrambles in panic. Brimstone is dead set on finishing the Omega project, which is the portal to the Mirror Earth. But the other agents think that this blackmailer should be the top priority for now.
Brim, we can't pull this off any longer. We need more scouts. You have to stop relying on Sova. Cypher's network is invaluable, but it's a crutch. It doesn't replace our need for agents in the field. If we're going to survive, we need more information. We need more eyes.
Brimstone, I do not understand. Our secrets were buried deep, but the blackmailer has everything. They did not leak our dossiers to the public, but they could, and they will. You need to put the Omega plans on hold. This blackmailer is the priority now. We need them found. Or dead.
And they managed to convince him. Using the dossier that Fade dropped in multiple places, Cypher managed to connect the dots and trace it to Turkey. Brim then asked Sova to assemble a strike team to send to Turkey. And that's how we get Sova, Breach, Chamber, Neon, KO, and Cypher.
Commander, the strike team to apprehend this blackmailer. You asked for my recommendations. Besides myself, we must send Cypher. No one else can handle surveillance of an entire city. Chamber can provide fire support from a vantage position. Breach has a history with extractions. It would be foolish not to take advantage. Neon can help cover ground quickly. Also, she needs a break from Killjoy. Those two have been cooped up in the lab for too long, and KO has agreed to pilot the Vulture. 5 on the ground, 1 in the skies. This is good. We will bring this threat to justice, Brimstone. You have my word.
What's very interesting is, aside from Brim, Viper, and the strike team, nobody else knew about this operation. Not even Sage, I think. You'll see it later in Phoenix's message. And that brings us to the cinematic. To be honest with you, the cinematic didn't really add a lot to the lore because the events in the cinematic are literally a shorter version of the audio log in Cypher's office. Aside from the visuals, we really got nothing new. So what I'm going to do is combine the audio log and the cinematic so that we can get the whole story of how this operation went. Oh, this is gonna be annoying to edit. Ugh, whatever. Here we go.
Bird's Eye, this is Breach. How's the view?
Bird's eye to ground. The vulture owns the sky. What's your status?
It's another quiet night in Istanbul.
Not anymore. Cypher to all stations. I have a signal. Our blackmailer is headed east. Entering Sector 4.
Neon, this is Sova. Confirm you have target visual.
They're entering. Looks like a warehouse.
I see it. Ground team, collapse and converge on Sector 4.
Bird's eye en route. I'm descending to surveillance altitude.
Let's do this.
Closing the net.
Chamber to team, I am in sniper position, a neighboring rooftop northwest of the warehouse.
Do we have eyes inside?
No internal feed. This bird's little nest is off the grid.
Then we're in the right place. I'm scoping a skylight at the far corner. Possible access point. Leave that to me.
Establish visual, then hold for team execute. Do not engage target.
Copy. Cypher, how's the emergency chatter?
Nothing yet. We are ghost.
Cypher's with me at the south garage.
I've got north. Sova? On the roof. Entering now.
Sova, you've dropped off my visual. The beacon lock is holding. You are go.
The eastern half is a warehouse. 10 aisles running north-south. Still no sign of target. I see offices on the western side. Empty. I'm moving in for drone recon.
Negative. Hold position. Sending Cypher in to join you.
Deploying drone now.
Negative, Sova. Hold position.
There's a corridor. Doors on each side.
Bird's eye to Sova. You are to hold your current position and wait for backup. Confirm order.
I'm entering the first office. Yeah, Vlad.
He can't hear us.
Bird's eye to Sova. Do you read me? Sova, come in. Respond.
That is less than ideal.
Cypher, Neon. Advance to reestablish connection with Sova. Maintain stealth protocols.
Electric locks on the gates.
I got him.
Let's find our friend.
What was that?
You are both showing elevated vitals. I need a sit rep.
There's something in here, trailing us.
I've seen your darkest fears. Mine would eat them alive.
Cypher, watch out! I can't see!
Neon, where are you?
Cypher, Neon, report.
KO, we're blind in here.
Danger close! Danger close!
Hang on! I'm coming in!
Bird's eye to chamber. Do you have any visual?
Merde. Negative. Adjusting angle.
Sova, come in.
On your right! I can't move! Get it off me! Another one incoming! Chambers loaded. Call out my targets. Breach is 8 o'clock. 10 meters! Direct hit. Oh, helvete! Fall back! Fall back! Moving up to reinforce.
Covering! Chamber, it's on you!
Get out of there!
Wait! There they are!
We're
Setting voltage to auto. I'm going in.
KO negative. You're too high.
You are powerless. Freeze. Hands in the air.
Don't move! Get them up! Now!
Target secured. He's down. We got her.
Hold on. She was alone?
She's a Radiant.
My scanner's picking up chatter. Police incoming.
Something about this feels off.
Of course it does. We didn't find the target. She brought us here.
You think it was a trap?
Hey, we have to move.
Order stand. Everyone rendezvous at the LZ. We're taking her back to base for interrogation. Move out.
So in the end, they apprehended her and locked her in a cell beside Brim's office. But because she's a Radiant, this didn't stop her from terrorizing the other agents. That's why whenever we enter Brim's office, we often hear that scary noise. The other agents complained about this nightmarish phenomenon that they were experiencing. We learned that in Phoenix's message.
Yo, big man, seriously, tell us what's going on right now. Because me and the others, we're all seeing things like ghosts or something. Nightmare shit. Flicking lights, cold door handles. It's got us all twitchy. Raze is freaking out. And you and Cypher keep doing these secret meetings. Every time you do, it gets all scary, man. So look, I get it. You handle the serious stuff. It's need to know, but you have to give us something. Who are you meeting with? Like, what's going on? We can handle it.
So, Brim told them what's really happening. He told them that they detained the threat instead of eliminating her, which was their original plan. Oh, and going back to Phoenix's message, he mentioned something about Brim's and Cypher's secret meetings. Well, these meetings are actually interrogation sessions with Fade.
The more you talk now, the better I can guarantee your safety.
This is something they say before putting a bullet between my eyes.
No. No bloodshed here. I just want information.
You just want revenge for how badly I embarrassed you.
Only a little. So, what do you know about the Valorant Protocol?
More than you'd like.
Indulge me.
I know your operating guidelines. I know the location of your headquarters. I know your typical weapon loadouts, your R&D budget, the last 6 months of your mission archives, and the leave requests for every agent that bothers to file them. Should I go on?
I'm impressed.
Because I'm impressive.
How did you do it?
I have ways.
Such as?
Not every secret hunter needs a camera.
Your Radiance power, of which I am now quite familiar.
Sorry.
Your first communication to us, you mentioned someone was taken from you.
I did.
Care to explain?
Why should I? You know what you did.
I do not. We are not in the business of kidnapping.
How convenient.
It's the truth. Whatever that means to you.
If you didn't take him, who did?
Let me tell you something, my friend. And listen to me well. There are other worlds than this. And now, we are getting somewhere.
So from this, we hear Cypher convince her that the Valorant Protocol is not her enemy. He diverts the suspicion to the Mirror Earth instead. And she seemed to be convinced because she and Brim also had a discussion about the Valorant Protocol, but we don't have an audio log for it. We only knew about that because of Fade's voice messages to Brim a few days after her capture.
So what do I call you now? Sir? Commander? Maybe not. The nightmare is not an easy thing to wield. Rarely has it led me amiss. And yet it has. That is regrettable. But it is behind us. I will help you scout this Omega Earth, as you call it. But there can be no secrets between us. I carry your banner as long as it brings me closer to him. With that said, if I even sense that you have strayed from your word, well, you will be lucky if you never see me again.
They've discussed everything to know about the Valorant Protocol and their fiasco with the Mirror Earth. And they also discussed Fade's assignment. It is not defined anywhere what assignment Brim gave to Fade, but I am certain that he asked her to use her radiant powers to scout the Mirror Earth once they get there. Because yes, Neon was finally able to power up that portal, and that at the same time, she can look for the person that she's looking for. I have Cypher's and Viper's messages to support this assumption, as well as Fade's own words.
Brim, we can't pull this off any longer. We need more scouts.
Brimstone, I've completed my audio analysis of the interrogation. My conclusion is the same as yours. Our house guest is not the enemy. If anything, she is an ally. An ally with enormous potential. Her suspicion of Valorant is understandable given the state of our world. But if we can find a mutually beneficial agreement, I foresee great things for us all. I support her recruitment. Just keep her away from my servers.
I carry your banner as long as it brings me closer to him.
So long story short, Fade lost somebody in her life. She suspects that the Valorant Protocol took him, so she harassed them to admit to their crimes. But she later learned that it could be the Valorant Protocol from the Mirror Earth. So she teamed up with Brim because they have a mutually beneficial agreement. Brim will help her get to the Mirror Earth using the AO portal that they built, and she will help the Valorant Protocol scout the Mirror Earth using her Regionite powers. That makes you wonder, what's next in the lore of Valorant? I personally believe that we will get a new map that is located at the Mirror Earth. And when that happens, I will make a breakdown video for that as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, consider subscribing. Thanks for sticking to the end, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now, bless up.